What's happening, folks? So first of all, a bit of an update on operations. Apologies that a video couldn't come up last week. I had been planning on doing a wall technique video, so like stuff on climb ups, cat leaps, euro steps, 180s, wall runs, things like that. I got all the footage. But when I went to go in to edit it, all the audio sounded like this. So unfortunately, that was all unusable, so I couldn't use it. But I do plan on doing that video again, and I'm going to get some better filming equipment and audio equipment to make it sound a little better next time, so you can actually hear what I'm saying. Some good news, as of last week, I am officially an American Parkour Ambassador. What does that mean? It means that I have some resources available to me to help make more content, and also get more involved in the parkour community, spread the parkour gospel, try to educate people in parkour, and show that parkour is for everyone. And I'm super excited for this opportunity and super thankful to be given this opportunity, and I'm going to make the most of it. So stay tuned for more updates, because there's going to be stuff down the pipe. But also, we had a confirmed case of COVID at our gym last week, so we had to shut our doors just for the week, or at least myself, because I was a close contact with that individual, this client, and I did get a COVID test, and it came back negative. I got the rapid test. I think it's like within an hour or something that you get the results. I do have another test scheduled, or I had it scheduled beforehand. Before I had scheduled this one, I had on Monday, and that's scheduled for tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and do that anyway, just because, just since I've got it scheduled, just to have more data on the situation, and make sure I've not got any kind of like false negatives or anything like that. The more knowledge is power, right? So if I have it scheduled, I might as well just go and do it again, just to be sure. But at this point, I'm pretty confident that I don't have COVID, and that the gym's going to be safe to reopen its doors this Friday, because it was like last Tuesday that we had everything happen, or at least when we had the exposure. So that would be a full 10 days from that exposure incident. So all should be well in the world. We can get back to business on Friday. In the meantime, though, it kind of leaves me stuck at home, because I can't go into the gym to go and film stuff. And folks don't know, I live in Maine, so I can't really train outside super effectively, because outside looks like this. So if you're into that, that's great, but I'm not. So we're going to, instead, this week we're going to be looking at some home conditioning stuff that you can do, if you're stuck in frozen tundra or in quarantine or whatever. All these exercises are great because they incorporate mostly body weight stuff, but also some free weight stuff to help with shoulder stability and balance and things like that. So let's look at some strength and conditioning. Warming up is arguably the most important part of any workout. You want to make sure you get the blood pumping and your muscles warm so that you don't pull or tear anything. Jump roping like this is a great way to warm up because it gets the blood moving quickly, and you can also work on coordination at the same time. If you don't have the space for jump rope, or if you don't have a jump rope, you can resort to doing jumping jacks, and they elicit more or less the same result. Active stretching is ideally better to do before working out as opposed to static stretching, because you're working your muscles through the same ranges of motion that you would in your workout. It's also promoting blood flow and warming up your muscles at the same time, whereas static stretching is sending signals to your brain that you want to slow down and actually cool down. So make sure that you're going through active stretching protocols such as these, as opposed to static stretching, which could actually end up hurting you more if you're doing those before your workout. At this point, you can start adding more eccentric, isometric, and dynamic but slow movements to your warm-up routine. You don't want to be jumping in too fast with super high impact. You're still establishing those neurological connections between your brain and your muscles. So you want to be working them through the pathways that you're going to be using later on in your workout, but in a slow, controlled manner, so that when you come around to doing your workout, you're going to be best prepared for your activity. Once you've established that, higher impact activities and heavier lifting can be incorporated into the workout, and you're good to go. Due to the novel nature of parkour, doing novel exercises like these balance squats are highly recommended, not just to train your balance, but also to prepare you for jumps like precision jumps. So with this, you're going to be balancing on the balls of your feet, coming down as low as you can, and repeating while staying stood on the bars here. You can use dumbbells like this, or if you have a precision trainer, that's great, or you can even use the side of a step or a curb to practice these as well. That isn't to say that conventional strength training isn't good either. For parkour, it definitely is. So here we have a deep squat with some weight attached to it. You can throw on some dumbbells on your shoulders and a weight vest and add extra resistance, or if you're still working up to it, you can use your own body's weight, and this can be done anywhere. So there's no excuses. So make sure that you're doing your squats, because they're going to definitely help with your jumping power and help with softer landings too. Singular leg exercises are also super important, like this Bulgarian split squat. They help to develop singular leg power, not just in running and striding, but also jumping as well. You want to be training both legs so that any imbalances in one leg can be detected and corrected. You can also throw in some balance work too with exercises like this pistol squat. You can start small by using a seat to help with the movement at the bottom, and then once you get enough practice underneath your belt, you can start to incorporate it going to the floor. You just want to take your time with this, because it can be pretty harsh on your joints if you rush into it. So definitely work your way up and get enough reps under your belt before going to without assistance. But if you want to increase the resistance, you can also add in a balance obstacle like these dumbbells, which are definitely going to up the intensity of movements like this. But again, just take your time. The emphasis with these kinds of movements is singular leg control and balance. So this isn't about speed, it's about being able to perform the movement and being able to perform it well. Now a quick word from our sponsor. Anyone who knows me knows I love a good cup of coffee, especially in the morning. It gets me going. But what if I could tell you that you could have a coffee that not only helps you wake up, but also helps increase your oxygen intake, your immunity, your mood, or you can with Rise Superfoods Mushroom Enhanced Coffee. Rise's blend of adaptogenic superfood mushrooms hosts a smorgasbord of health benefits, including increased stamina, focus, immunity, digestive health, and anti-inflammatory properties. It also has MCT oil to help burn fat and add flavor, all while being mixed into an organic, instant coffee blend. It's also keto, paleo, and vegan friendly, and has no artificial ingredients, sugar, and is super hypoallergenic. So, I wouldn't promote something that I didn't believe in or didn't like to drink. And Rise is delicious. It is, earthy, slightly nutty. It doesn't really taste of like mushrooms at all. So sometimes people will see this and it's like, oh, is it going to taste like portobello in my coffee? Ugh. No, it tastes great. And it's really accessible. I've done like mushroom blends in the past in my coffee. But Rise makes it really easy because it's just like a powder that you can just put it right into hot water. I put it into my coffee just to add to it, and for the health benefits, like boosting immunity, oxygenation benefits, mood, things like that. You can just add it to your coffee in the morning, and it's just part of your day. 5-star reviews or across the board. In magazines like Forbes and Business Insider and things like that. So if you want to give it a go, you can use code EDUCATOR15 right there, and you can get 15% off your order today. Push-ups are a great marker of general fitness, but they're also super applicable to parkour because you're going to be pushing off of a lot of things in a number of different ways. For instance, you're going to be pushing yourself up onto walls out of climb-ups. You're going to be using those pushing muscles for vaulting as well. So it's important to train your push-ups in a variety of different ways. So, depending on where you're positioning your hands, how far apart they are, it's going to train your body in novel ways to be able to adjust to the unpredictable nature of parkour, whether you're trying to do a unique style of vault or even if you're trying to catch yourself out of a bail. Be sure to train your push-ups in a number of different ways, and that's going to get the biggest bang for your buck out of this type of exercise. While pulling motions are more common in parkour, doing pushing movements like this are going to help prevent injury and also help to stabilize the shoulder. The beautiful thing about push-ups is that you can do them anywhere and you don't typically need any kind of equipment, and they're super versatile. Like in this exercise, the burpee, you can help train power and it's a great all-body workout. Long story short, the push-up is a super versatile exercise that you can train in a number of different variations that are not only going to help with your strength and stamina, but also help promote increased strength and confidence in movements in the sport of parkour. The triceps are a super important muscle group in the sport of parkour, and there's no better exercise to help strengthen them than doing dips. You can start with a stool like this, and as you get stronger and progress, you can move on to parallettes and use your whole body's resistance against your arms to help strengthen the back of your arms. You want to get good at this kind of exercise because you're going to need it for movements like kongs, climb ups, muscle ups, etc. And you can always make it more challenging by adding weight like this weight vest. If you don't have the equipment, you can get creative and use some chairs like this. You just want to make sure that they're sturdy and going to hold your weight. Obviously, pulling is a super important component of parkour in climbing, swinging, etc. So you want to make sure that you do it right and start off slow. Doing scapular raises like these are a great way to start to help build strength and stability in the shoulder, and then you can progress on to movements like the pull-up like this, and you can also get creative with the pull-up too and go into an L-sit, and that's going to help prevent you from kipping into it, building more strength, and also get an abdominal exercise in the process. Strengthening and stabilizing the shoulders are super important in the sport of parkour because you want to avoid injury and also be able to take on the challenges that the sport throws at you. So doing shoulder flies like this are a great way to stabilize the shoulder. Just make sure that you start with a fairly small weight and then move yourself slowly and progressively up. Having a strong core is super important in parkour as well because that's what's going to be stabilizing you through all your movements. Starting off with movements like the plank is a good way to start, and then you can progress to other static movements like the hollow hold, which you're going to find yourself in a lot of movements like hanging and swinging. You can then progress to more dynamic movements like the Russian twist, and then once you get good at that, you can start incorporating weight into it as well. Again, much like with the shoulder flies, you want to move progressively and slowly and not start with too much weight for these, because they can be a little bit rough on the back if you jump in too quickly with too much weight. So, move slowly, move progressively, and mindfully. Sports-specific exercises like these jackknives are great additions to your workout routine. You may not realize it, but you use your core for absolutely everything in everything that you do, even outside of sports. So having a strong core is super important, and you can train it in a number of novel ways, like these knee tucks and leg raises. Static holds are also really useful to help train strength in the core, because you're putting your body purposefully off balance, and then your body's having to counteract that, and that's going to help build strength and also stabilize your body through more dynamic movements. And magically it's nighttime, because we live in the northern hemisphere, and it's like not even 4 o'clock yet. Like literally spent like all day editing this video, but I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope it was educational. I am the educator after all, so I hope I was able to educate you. Be sure to like, comment, let us know, like, do you have exercises that you found to be particularly helpful for parkour? Are there exercises you'd like to have more elaboration on? Let us know in the comments, and we can get on that. And be sure to subscribe and hit that bell to notify you when the next video is dropping. But until then, this has been your resident master of education, the educator.